St. Louis, it's Angela Hochman here, your host of In the Kitchen on STL TV. Okay, I am delighted, and my stomach is already growling today because I brought the two bosses over there from JP's Hideout over in Cottleville. I brought the man, John Winfelt, the owner, and his right-hand man, I'd have to say, Chef Anthony Platt. Hey guys, how's it going?
Good.
Pretty good. How we doing?
I am delighted you're here, I'm not gonna lie. Also, because I heard we're making Sicilian meatballs.
That's what we're making.
Okay, let's talk about that and how are your meatballs different than others?
Fresh product.
Okay.
It's the key.
It's the blend of the meat too. The blend of the meat is it's short rib, brisket, and ground chuck, and then we also use a premium sausage to blend it in with. So it's not only got a lot of fat, got a lot of flavor to it too as well.
Bring on the flavor. So how do we get started? I want to just jump right into these meatballs.
So first
Jeff.
off, we're gonna start off with our red sauce marinara. It comes with, we take a mirepoix of shredded carrots, onions, celery, garlic, saute it off.
Wow.
And then we add in our San Marzano whole tomatoes that we hand crush with fresh oregano and sugar. Mix that up, let it simmer on the stove for about 45 minutes to an hour, and it comes out perfect every time.
Well, it sounds hearty, it sounds healthy, it sounds delicious. If you are feeling wild and adventurous at home, check out the ingredients. We pop them all up there on the screen. If you're like me, you're just gonna run, you're not gonna walk over to JP's Hideout. Have the pros do it. But yeah, if you're feeling crazy, go for it, make it at home and let us know that you made them. And so I have to ask, this is a family-run restaurant, is that right, John?
Yes, 100% family run.
Meaning it's you and your wife.
My wife. Yep.
And your kids.
And my kids. It's great. It's great. My dad owned a restaurant for 36 years in Littleton, Colorado, so I was kind of born and raised in the business.
Yeah.
I love it. I really do.
It's in the blood. And so when and why did you open JP's Hideout?
Well, it was COVID, and I got laid off from my job I had. And I opened a restaurant. What else did you do during
Perfect
COVID?
timing. Like, why not?
Yeah,
Okay, so how's it been?
we're doing great. Doing
Yeah.
really good.
You can tell, like, your Instagram is insane with the food, the activity, the people that are there. So I want to talk a little bit about some specific menu items because you guys really put a twist on things. Yes, it's St. Louis. Toasted ravioli is never a shortage, but yours is made with brisket. Talk about that. How and why did brisket find its way in that low
Just
pillow?
a good blend. It adds a lot of fat content, just adds extra flavor to the toasted ravioli.
Sweet. Okay.
They come with our homemade marinara.
That sounds delicious. What's your favorite item on the menu? I know you're there probably every day, and
I think our twisted Reuben is one of my favorites. It's made out of brisket instead of corned beef, and then the cabbage we hand smoke it and make that taste like the corned beef. So that's why it's a twisted Reuben. But it's the most tender brisket you could find. It's very, very good.
I
Very
have
good.
never heard of anything like that. Let's talk Monte Cristo.
Monte Cristo. It's not your traditional pan-seared. It's deep fried.
Oh,
We make our own batter.
okay.
3 layers, turkey, ham, 2 different types of cheese, and we deep fry it.
I want to hear about these smash burgers. Why are people losing their minds over them?
It's just it's a tri-blend of meat that
Okay.
we just sear on our flat top, real thin, salt, pepper.
That's it.
That's it.
How are we doing on the sauce?
We're ready. This is
Okay.
our final product.
Wow. And so can you again kind of reiterate quickly?
So
what
we've
went
got
into
garlic,
that?
onions, diced carrots, fresh oregano, shredded carrots, and then we've got the whole San Marzano tomatoes. We hand crush those, throw them in with sugar, let it simmer,
Bottle of wine.
and a bottle of Cabernet wine.
Okay, party on. Well, that sounds delicious. And you let that simmer for how long you said?
45 minutes to an hour. Let all the flavors meld together.
So
And the
everything's-
marinara itself is just amazing. It's a great red sauce.
We have several employees that say they can just drink it.
I mean, could you pop it in a jar and give your friends at Schnucks a call? It sounds really, really good. I'm not gonna lie. What do you think of when you hear these 2 words? Ruby Lee.
Ruby Lee, she's great. Her and her dad came into the restaurant when I was getting it set up when she was 13 years old.
Okay.
And she came in and sang for us. And it blew me away.
Yeah.
She was just amazing. So, and now she's been playing there, and now she's going to be on The Voice. So,
Okay, and how, because you've been sort of her resident spot to perform.
yeah.
There's been watch parties, I understand.
Yeah, we've got watch parties coming up.
I gotta get to some of these. So this community's just embraced her there, but that's where she started.
Yep.
Do you have other musicians that play there? Or is it just...
Every Friday and Saturday night, we have different rotating bands.
Really? Who else comes through?
Jukebox Hero, Cold Blue Steel, Muscle Cars and Guitars. John Shanahan comes through the first Friday of every month.
Okay.
Just a lot of good local guys that come in and play.
Sounds like it.
It's a lot of fun.
So I have to ask, you set up shop in Cottleville. Why did you choose that location? And you're so close to Mid-River
It was
Mall,
the
right?
opportunity. It was just opportunity looking me in the face.
That's incredible. So how would you say the public has been receptive to your restaurant? You've been open about 3 years. People, you go to a restaurant, you maybe don't have the best experience, they don't go back. You guys have people crawling into your restaurant all the time. Why do you think that is?
The food, the atmosphere, service.
It's a little bit of everything. Would you believe that one of your reviews said, if I could give this place 10 stars, I would? How does that make you feel?
It feels good.
Oh, yeah.
Really good, yeah. Yep.
What were your expectations opening the restaurant?
And me and my wife worked at Bristol for about 6 years up on Olive and 270. So I was the head bartender, she was the head cocktail waitress. So we've got a lot of bartending school skills, a lot of all that stuff. So, and a lot of the cooking skills too. So I pretty much basically know what to do in a restaurant pretty good.
Yeah, and it sounds like you work together. What a gift to be able to work
it's really nice.
so closely with your spouse. Maybe not everyone can say that.
Yeah.
So cheers to you and Melissa doing your thing, and they are very lucky to have Chef Anthony whipping up some magic in the kitchen. Guys, we're gonna take a quick break. When we come back, we gotta get into these meatballs.
Okay.
I'm salivating. Okay, so don't go anywhere. When we come back, like I said, we are finishing up these epic Sicilian meatballs. We'll see you back in just a moment.
Hi. Hoping for a crisp breeze to help keep you alert. Oh, he took a sip of water too. That'll probably help. You were probably gonna turn down the radio too, so you could focus, right?
Probably okay isn't okay.
Right.
If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
I think the water line is what really drove it home. I blew on him.
All right, guys, we are back in the kitchen here with the brains behind JP's Hideout. As you notice, I needed to scoot down a little. These guys have a lot of work to do. Sleeves are getting rolled up now because in the first segment, we got the marinara sauce ready. But we're really gonna get our hands dirty and we're gonna get into these Sicilian meatballs. But I have to ask, as a Sicilian, I'm embarrassed to say, I don't know what makes a meatball Sicilian.
It's the blend of meat, and also there's small carrots in there, to be honest with you. It sweetens up the meat.
I see.
And then also we use a lemon zest to liven the meat up as well, too.
Okay.
So you get all the Sicilian components in there.
You get all the flavor and you're gonna see a little bit better after you eat these meatballs.
And a ton of garlic.
That's what I'm talking about. I smell it and I love it.
There's a ton of garlic in there.
Perfect. Okay, so how do we get started?
All right,
Let's
so we're
make
just
these a meatball.
Start balling up some meatballs.
Okay. Are we talking like size of my head or like mini meatballs?
About 3.5 ounces.
How's that?
A little bit bigger.
A little bigger? Oh, geez. Okay, so while we are working on these meatballs, I want to talk about a few other delightful dishes that you guys have. Let's talk chicken tenders. I've heard these are epic. I need to know why.
It's a house-made flour with 5 different spices that I use.
You want to share, Anthony, what some of these spices are?
I use garlic powder, onion powder, Cajun seasoning, kosher salt, and white pepper instead of black pepper.
I didn't think you'd actually share the spices with me.
You'll never match it.
You'll never
I
match
sure
it.
won't, but it's good to know.
And then I flour it, buttermilk flour, so it gets double dipped. They come out amazing. We
And then
sell
what is your preferred sauce for dipping?
any of our sauces are good. We've got 4 different wing sauces. All our dressings are made in-house.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I seriously think you guys should be selling some of these sauces. They sound delicious.
They're good.
I would
they're
buy that
really good.
marinara. I mean, holiday gifts, boom, done.
We go through probably 16 to 18 quarts of ranch a week.
Holy Hideout.
Yeah.
There is nothing wrong with that. It adds the flavor. Well, I got a little kind of, hopefully this meatball is
All right,
able
that's
to
the
hang.
taster.
It's the taster, yeah. You gotta have one
You
of
always
those.
have to have the small one at the end.
And guys, share with me what is happening at JP's Hideout on the menu on Fridays and Saturdays only.
So we just started doing prime rib. It's
Ooh.
my recipe that I came up with. I slow roast it for about 4.5, 5 hours. Let it rest for an hour and a half, and we hand slice it.
I gotta tell my dad about that. He's a big prime
House
rib
made au
fan.
jus. Comes with a baked potato and 2 sides.
A baked potato, so that's not the side, you get 2 additional?
You get, no, the baked potato and a side salad.
Oh, I was like, wow.
But it's a good, it's
Guys
a
are giving it
14
ounce piece.
14 ounce piece.
That's a lot of
And then
prime
on
rib.
Thursday
I like
nights,
that.
Thursday nights we're doing a 16 ounce hand cut ribeye. And that's our country night where we do like, you know, different country type themes, but we do smoked
fun.
wings and ribeyes on Thursday night.
Oh my gosh. So can people keep up with everything? Is your website
Yes.
the most
Yep.
reliable place to know what's going on when? Your
Facebook
social
page.
media too,
Yep.
of course. So I want to talk while we kind of let these meatballs sit for a minute. How did you, Chef Anthony, find your way not only into the culinary industry, but over to JP's Hideout?
So I started back in the industry in 2011.
Okay.
I worked at Llewellyn's for a long time.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Then I went over to the Brass Rail. I was a
Nice.
sous chef there for 6 years. And then I started just coming in and eating food with the family and drinking at his restaurant. He's like, I really want you to come work here.
And I stole them.
So I
You're
finally
here a lot, man. Just put on the coat.
finally just jumped in and started as just a line cook and took over as head chef in January.
Are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
What a wild transition.
Yep.
I think that's amazing. And so, like you said, you two can sort of collaborate as far as like when to add certain daily
Oh, we
specials.
collaborate all the time. That's what makes it so good.
Does the menu change often?
Not
can
really,
imagine
just
no
daily
one-
specials.
Not
Okay.
the base, but we have a daily special every day. Like yesterday was meatloaf, and it's a bacon wrapped meatloaf, and we sell out of it every single Tuesday.
Every Tuesday.
Or were you talking like for lunch
Mm-hmm.
and by 1 o'clock we're out?
2 o'clock,
Yeah.
it's usually gone.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, it's a big bacon wrapped meatloaf.
I have never heard of bacon wrapped meatloaf in my life. I'm going to have to get there. Apparently early.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to get there.
So do you all do things like catering? Are you out in the community doing events like that?
I've done a couple catering since I took over. So I'm game for anything. I'm not afraid.
Probably just keeping up with the daily grind of being in the restaurant. I don't know if there's time for catering, or maybe there is.
Oh yeah, there is.
There's always time.
Perfect. And so I have to ask, I know we talked about your favorite menu item. What is yours? End of a long day, you are starving. What are you whipping up?
Chicken tenders
Yeah? well,
or fried chicken sandwich.
ooh, I see a theme here, chef.
Yeah.
I see a theme. What do you recommend for kids if one were to bring, say, a toddler there?
They either get our mac and cheese, which is a homemade cheese sauce, or the chicken tenders.
Perfect. What do you think people need to know about your restaurant before heading in?
Well, number one, you're going to go buy a lot of chain restaurants.
Keep driving, guys.
A lot
Keep
of
driving.
chain restaurants on Mid Rivers Mall. Just keep driving, and I guarantee you, it's a hideout. It's back in the corn, but you'll know where we're at. But the food is so much better than anywhere else you can get. I mean, it's sometimes you wonder why other people. Most of their stuff comes out of a bag into a fryer. Our stuff
Yeah.
is all handmade, so it's just a step above
That's wild.
everything else. Yep.
That's insane. And I wanted to ask, obviously we know why it's called JP for you, John.
Peter. Right.
Winfeld. Hideout, is it simply the location? Like you mentioned,
It's kind of like back in the back of a little corner. If you weren't looking for it, you'd miss it.
You guys are just incredible. I love that during the pandemic, you're like, I should open a restaurant. And it's blown up. It's absolutely amazing. You've got a great man here in the kitchen. I think it might be food time,
I think
guys.
it is.
I can't look at meatballs and not like want to eat them.
You got to get in there.
And we topped with what, parsley and parm?
Yep.
Any specific kind of Parmesan cheese?
Parmigiano.
Yep.
It's the good stuff.
Spend a lot of time on the hill, so I'm like, you
Yeah.
gotta get the right kind of cheese.
You got to get the right cheese.
Okay, you guys want to jump in with me?
Sure.
Take a bite as if you've never had them. Forks for you. Pass them on down. Okay. Oh my gosh, is this technically an appetizer? Because
Yes.
I really feel this being an entree.
Yes, it's an appetizer, but a lot of people get that in like a side salad, and that's their lunch. They
Heck
love it.
yeah. Okay. John, you want to get in
Yeah,
here?
I'm
I'm
getting
just
in there.
like gonna go to town here. Here we go. Let's
I
check
did.
our
I
order.
did have 2 last night, so I might.
Oh my gosh.
So good.
I don't know what you guys are gonna eat, but chef, these are insane. Seriously, as someone who is constantly on the hunt for the best meatballs, I think I found them.
And the marinara sauces.
Yeah. It's got a sweetness, but it's not too sweet.
Right.
Because if it tastes like more sugar than anything, that's not a good thing. I gotta take another bite. These are wild. And the toast points, talk about these for a second.
They're fresh grilled to order with a little butter and Italian seasoning on it.
Oh my God.
When this comes out of the kitchen too, the skillet's screaming hot, so they come out sizzling hot and
Comes out like a fajita plate, kind
like.
of.
Oh yeah.
So you get
So
the
it's
smoke.
sizzle and the smoke, and it's amazing. The smell in the restaurant just makes everything taste really good.
I sell them on a Friday night, and they'll take the long way behind the bar, and you'll get 2 or 3 more orders after that happens.
Yeah, just
That's a really good strategy. Have your servers walk certain
Oh, yeah.
ways, like,
yes.
oh, whoops, wrong table, but you took a good look at this. You guys, this is amazing.
Thank you.
I have had so much fun. Thank you very much for taking time out of your day. I know you are some busy fellas. I don't know about you, but I'm gonna go to town here on
okay.
these.
All right.
You guys, you have got to get to JP's Hideout, okay? Next time you're over near Mid-Rivers Mall, you gotta stop there, okay? They're at 3915 Mid-Rivers Mall Drive, right over there in Cottleville. It is not as far as it sounds, I promise. And all I will say is it is worth it, okay? Get there. Follow them on social media too. JP's Hideout on Facebook, on Instagram, the same handle, and of course the website. And you heard it from the guys. If you want to perhaps have a party catered, bring some friends in, go there on a date, like this place just sounds like it has everything for everybody.
Place.
And those reviews don't lie.
No.
So you got something good going there. John, Anthony, thank you so much for being our guest.
Thank you.
Wow. Okay. This is so good. Can't stop thinking about the little bite of sugar you get in this sauce. It's so good.
It's good.
You guys, on the next episode, you got to tune in because we are bringing in saucy porca. They are bringing this Asian fusion like you have never, ever, ever seen. But that's going to do it here on In the Kitchen. While you are online, though, following these guys on social media, make sure you follow STL TV on social media. You know we are all over those platforms. Lots of great content. Of course, the website is always a great place to start. You can watch some programs that are archived, get to know our other STL TV sparkling personalities. There's lots going on there, but that's gonna do it. I've had a blast. Thank you so much for watching, and keep it right here where you get to experience St. Louis. We'll see you next time.